So when you have this low damage but long-lasting attack like the Blight Grenade is, and that can spread, that really takes a toll. More than it would on Space Marines, for instance. We only have 3 models, and the damage on the squad gets pretty much negated because they have so much armor and so much health. With Eldar, if you can get a good Blight Grenade down on really anything, because Banshees especially, Warp Spiders especially, then that's scary. Of course, due to mobility and speed of Eldar, it does make it easier for them to defend against it or avoid it, but all the same, it's pretty unnerving when a Blight Grenade goes down as Eldar because of how quickly they die. Destroying Woodway Gates wherever he can find him. He does have another one right next to this power farm. I think that's how he got there. I mean, if you look at the unit composition on the minimap, it's a little bit weird right now, with both players in each other's territory. Normally, with the push from Chaos here, the just kind of wall of pushness, normally, the Eldar would hit that wall and have to break through it to get to the other side of the map, but of course, they just slip through the Webway Gates, and now, I don't think, because I'm own really knows where most of the army is because I'm or Unidin, or not Unidin, Udayan. Oh god, I've been watching too much Day 9. What was I gonna say? Alright, that was nice. Of course, the one thing about webways is that you need to get into them somehow, so they have that natural one right in front of the base. That Udayan kind of put a little bit too far out. Oh, he's putting another one down. But he put another one down close to his base so that what just happened couldn't happen, where Chaos can just run it. So now, apart from the replacement Heretic, which was a tier 1 unit, and apart from the Blood Crusher, now they're looking for... What is... Are these... Oh, they're inside the... Okay, they're inside the gate, which is now detected and will go down quite quickly. So this is interesting that... the Chaos player is really focusing on destroying these webway gates, while the rest of the time the whole map's getting capped by I mean all 3 almost no, so he has a big VP drain on him, as well as the bottom power, the center requisition, and his own natural VP got capped. So he's kind of blobbing his whole army and moving around to destroy these units, which is good, but all the same, it's a blob is a blob, you can only be in one place at a time. So Wraithguard out for Udayan. Because I'm going tier 3 without much of a tier 2, does have a lot of red now. 450. Alright, so we're probably going to see Imperial and Imperial Abyss pretty soon. Singing Spear from Farseer. One of the few upgrades in the game that doesn't have an ability attached with it. It's just a solid weapon. Changes our damage type to melee heavy, so we'll be able to be pretty good against anything, actually. Really good, in particular, against the Blood Crusher and the Chaos Space Marines. Power-wise, things are pretty equal, actually identical. Full upgrades for the Warp Spiders as well as the Banshees. That's been around for a while, actually. You have a Plague Cloud down, so he's opting out of the... Again, Plague Clouds are really good just because, like I said, damage over time, even low damage, can really lull you into a false sense of security as Eldar because of how... Oh, that's a dead Banshee squad, isn't it? Yep. 30 damage, 11, 7, 3, and dead. Down go the Banshees, that Blight Grenade, that was a very nice combination of Blight along with the Plague Cloud. Power of Nurgle at its finest. And no Warlock or the Warlock was killed, the Wraithguard. Sometimes, good lord, that was a bad engagement for... How did that happen? I was watching the whole thing and nothing seemed incredibly interesting. Wow, so that was an awful engagement for Udayan. That's definitely going to be... Yeah, alright. Lag. Yeah, I mean, those forces were not that imbalanced to the point where no losses were taken for Chaos and massive losses were taken for Udayan. So if that was lag, as Udayan claims, then that'd be understandable, but... Whew, that was definitely that's a turning point. I mean, at the time, Udayan really had a nice advantage and lead in terms of map control and all that, but now, with that engagement, he is very low on units, and Chaos is tier 3, going for a Predator. Going for another Falcon. I don't know if a Falcon... There's so many Heretics out that Falcons would be useful, but being tier 3 with this Predator, now that Falcon's going to be pretty useless, especially if the Mark of Zinch comes down on the Predator, which is not upgrading, it's just waiting. Okay. Oh, doesn't have enough. Interesting that you went with the Plague Cloud, because I'm on one for the Plague Cloud over waiting for Empirical Abyss, but to each his own. And, I mean, the Plague Cloud worked great, too. Plague Cloud, rather. And here's Falcon, and Predator to counter for a counter push coming on here. I don't know if he's not buying the Wraithguard Warlock because he's only going to use it around the Farseer and wants to skimp on money, or what, but now the Warlock's coming on. Okay. I have seen players that have only, used Wraithguard in tandem with their Warlock and Farseer, commanders that is, and then don't have to buy the upgrade, but still. I wonder how many resources, well, probably not too many. He's built a lot of webway gates this game, and I really playing Eldar very, very fluff accurately, I think, in terms of the speed and high damage output. The stealth thing feels very Eldar-ish. But we're going to see a nice encounter in the middle here. Once again, this Chaos Army has been blobbed up most of, I mean, really almost the entire game. There's the las cannons out for the Predator. Focusing on the Wraith Guards, that's going to get pushed off. Full retreat for Eldar. Yeah, there's really no chance she has there. See, now I'd be taking advantage of the fact that Chaos has been blobbed so much with these Warp Spiders and go and cap, like, even if it's just a decap, not even necessarily full cap, a decap on, there goes the Falcon, but no, I mean a decap on these natural wreck points, or he did some really good power harassment earlier, but all the same, just kind of making sure that this giant Chaos blob, which you can't go up head-to-head with, because Eldar are pretty wimpy in that regard. So if you can't go up against a wall, you should go around it. But it does seem to just be blobbing, both players are blobbing their forces and hoping that their numbers will in essence cancel each other out. I mean, in this case, it's really just numbers with animations. It's just DPS versus HP. I mean, in just head-to-head combat like this, it's not too much micro involved. But all right, down goes the Farseer, pretty unnecessarily, I'd say. Blade Grenade on his own hair. Ooh, ha-ha! AIDS on the entire Chaos Army. That's brilliant. And we can see these heretics slowly taking down. Predator getting Bright Lanced, it'll die. I think, yikes, that's a bad encounter for Gazamon. Still forces the Eldar off again, because, again, Space Marines are tough. Full Heretic Squad died, I think, to the Blade Grenade, or maybe there's a Wraith Guard shot or two in there as well. But another Heretic coming out, so he's very whatever strategy that this very blob-like strategy that seems to be so popular with Because I'm Owned seems to be very triple Heretics centric. He lost one early game, rebuilt it almost immediately, and lost this one. It is tier 3, and went for another one. Which, I mean, really the only other thing you can do in tier 3 is get another Predator, which I think would be worth it. Well, I mean, that Predator went down pretty unnecessarily, I think. And yeah, so I'd actually save up for the Predator, but hey, whatever. It does have more than enough for a Chaos Nuke, so if these Eldar get bunched again, these guys are going to die real quick. Blob, the Massive Chaos Blob, ooh, we do have a Shrine of Nurgle out, which you don't see too much. But do have the Chaos Army unblobbed, both armies unblobbed actually. You just look at the mini-map. Pairing, I like the pairing of the Blood Crusher along with the Plague Champion. One, because the Plague Champion is just so hard to take down, and two, with the very good speed and rate of attack that the Blood Crusher has, can do very much damage in short amounts of time. So so yeah, I can get in, hit real hard before you can target him, and then get out again. With the Plague Marine there to help out with his slowing bilious charge and Bile Spear. Again, just look at the mini-map. We have 5 Webway gates down all over the map. Or 6, jeez. 6 out, counting the one in his base. But whew, this is very nice Webway play. Even without the stealth field, just the constant movement around the map. You'll see some very odd capping due to the fact that he doesn't have to engage the Eldar. I mean, at this point, he doesn't have to engage anything if he doesn't want to. He's got webways all over the map where he can just get in and teleport out, which makes these aspiring champions so important to have. Yep, getting another one. All 3 heretics have one. Also, if you look at the levels on Level 3 Heretics, level 4 Cast-Based Marines, level 4 Heretics, level 4 Blood Crusher. So that's a buttload of leveling for a Chaos Army. But due to the mobility of this Eldar player, the VPs are definitely in Udayan's favor. So level 4, this thing though, level 4 CSMs fully upgraded is horrifying. These things just melt anything. I mean, look, they turn their fire on the Warp Spiders. They're already down to like half health. That was just the, okay, now the grenade barrage, rather, goes down. But, oh my lord. I mean, Warp Spiders are weak, but still. Oh, we might see a kill on that. No, we're not. Why did he, oh god, why did he move? Oh, that's frustrating. Maybe this is lag again. He's just, because he was just about to power up and hit these bunched Cast-Based Marines, which would have done, I mean, even for level 4 would have done a buttload of damage, but this is going to be a dead Wraith Guard squad, I think. Nope, mixed it out. Alright, that's good. Might be a dead Brightlands team, though. Nope, they'll make it out, too. Heavy losses, though. God, the Wraith Guard were gonna fire, and then it looks like they were given a move command, and then didn't fire, so they didn't even get one shot off. I mean, even against a, like I said, a CSM like that, the Wraith Guard, 3 Wraith Guard level 2, that's scary. This is so annoying when you have units, get them out of the base so they don't get infected. Okay, good. Never mind. It's so frustrating, though, when you get Blight Grenaded and then retreat your units because, you know, they're going to die otherwise, but then you retreat right back in your base and infect your entire army. So that's just something to think about whenever you're up against Blight Grenades. Make sure there's nothing in the retreat path that could infect as they pass by. Yeah, still the webway gates are pretty well placed. Although they are quite predictable. I mean, on this map, there's almost nothing happening on the lower portion of the entire map, so all the webway gates are going to be focused to very specific areas. So that makes it easier for, because I'm owned to search them out and strew them, because they're really going to be in the most, I just stuttered through that sentence like 6 times. The most obvious places, rather. Oh, man. I mean, just one CSM squad is almost going to kill this Farseer, and by the time she gets in, she's going to get meleeed down if she's dead. Oh, might survive. Oh, she did. Alright, never mind. Armor of Fortune. Definitely, actually, I'd like to see another infection on these Warp Spiders. They might, no, they'll be fine. They'll survive. Actually, the Doombringer would be pretty nice. I mean, really not using the Eldar, using the Singing Spear to its highest effect. And really, the Eldar really isn't engaging, or the Farseer really isn't engaging too much, so I don't know if I completely agree with that. Doombringer, which then you could put on any squad, I mean, for that matter, but especially the CSM, doom them and then get a few shots with the Ranger. I'd actually encourage more Rangers at this point, because those single squad kills on the, or the single model kills on the Aspiring Champions are really important with the way Udayan, God, I'm having trouble with that, has been playing. It's quite important. Another Predator out, in case you didn't see that, which I'm sure you all did. Aspect, that's going to be a nice... Alright, so now the Farseer is kind of using her Sing Spear, but even then, I mean, without any support, it's not going to do much at all, actually, even with the Haywire Grenade. God, these Heretics are just not dying. 2 level 4 Heretics and a level 4... Blood Crusher did go down, though, so that's good. Level 4 Blood Crusher. So, we see, interestingly enough, from Because I'm Owned, we see a very specific build order that he wants to have, very specific unit composition. He's not necessarily adapting to what's happening. He's just rebuilding the same things over and over once they die. Which, in some cases, I mean, the build he's got going is pretty good, and he's using it well. So in this case, I mean, that's acceptable, but normally you want to kind of tailor your forces. Now, this is more what Udayan's doing right now, getting 2 Wraith Guard, along with the Stealth, which these guys are just going to... I mean, he's noticed exactly what I've been saying, is that the Eldar, or the Chaos player, rather, has just been blobbing his units, and Wraith Guard do a lot of damage really darn quick, so yeah, that means easily insta-gib a... and look at that. That's the double Wraith Guard power. Woohoo! 2 volleys, dead, good lord, dead a lot. There's the Empirical Abyss, although not too well placed. What do you, yeah, see, really, I mean, obviously because it's damage over time, it's not splash damage like the Eldritch Storm or the Orbitals. You really want to keep those units in there for as long as possible. So even in the retreat path, so I'd rather, yeah, I mean, I'd rather see that a little bit farther back, so it even, I mean, they're going to retreat either way, so I'd rather putting it here, kind of getting the fringe of them as